And I guess also kind of on the topic of that would be like, what are your thoughts on NFTs? Because I've had Beeple and Boss Logic and a lot of other really great artists on, and it's such an interesting debate that I avoid like the plague whenever the subject of NFTs come up, just because it's always going to be the same damn argument. But for me, what you're saying about like the art still being alive, like I think that's one thing when I think of looking at a piece of art in a gallery is not like just the fact that it looks like an amazing piece of art, but it's actually something that physically was painted. There was a person who put brush to canvas and created something that historically now is still there, but there was someone who actually put that there, versus NFTs being a whole different thing. But like art, I think, is more the physical connection to the fact that someone was there putting that together and their vision of it. So yeah, what are your thoughts around on that topic?
Yeah, I think NFTs are definitely the future. I think it'll just be a matter of time before almost everything becomes NFT. So, but yeah, I'm definitely like on board with it. I do feel like maybe right now it's not working the best way possible, because I find the stuff I see which does sell is not the best quality stuff. And
Yeah.
so there's none like lower quality. They're becoming like the artist of our generation. Maybe I've got it wrong, but I feel like maybe there should be some level of talent and some sort of.
This is where it goes down the rabbit hole of like art being subjective, and you don't understand
Yeah.
what art is, or all the arguments that come up.
Yeah, and people buy the work which will sell as well. So people will buy something based on the fact on its sellable value. So they'll buy that artwork, and therefore, because it's going to make money, it therefore becomes good artwork. Where money shouldn't be a reflection of good artwork.
That's right. The price validates the amazingness of the artwork.
Yeah. Like a good artwork, I'll say, is how well art serves its function of creation. Jackson Pollock's work, I always explain this as what good artwork is. Jackson's Pollock work, most people can say they don't like it, but it's just like his drip paintings. It seems like anybody can do it, but the purpose of that was during the Cold War with Russia. He created those paintings, and they were supposed to represent freedom, and like there was no control, and that contradicted Russia's communist belief system. And so back in the day, it was like they were painted to show what democracy was. And so those paintings were a perfect representation of that. And so because it served its purpose so well, it was kind of good art, because that's exactly what it did. It moved a whole nation to believe this. Yeah. And so when I try to explain what good art and bad art is, Jackson Pollock's work moved a nation to believe something. So that's amazing artwork, really. But if you take it out of context, like maybe you look at it today and not have that background, you probably just be like, yeah, like my 5-year-old kid could do this.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really great point. And it kind of goes onto the whole subject around art, that photography is a good example, actually, where it's like, oh, that's a photo, there's a dozen around, they're not worth much. The reason that a lot of value gets given to, let's say, a photograph or a piece of art is usually the story behind it, because usually the person buying it, it's not so much that they want to hang a cool landscape photo in their living room. It's also because it's a conversation piece. People walk in and mention cool photo. It's like, oh, let me tell you about the photographer and this, and how the photo, the eye, the way that it came together. A lot of times it's really is the backstory that kind of creates the value or the interest around the piece. And so I'm kind of curious for you, and especially because what you were just saying about Pollock, like same thing, the fact that you can say all this, it means that the story is there, the history is there as well.